this computer. Okay. Kim, I'm going to make you a host so that you can start bringing people in more. Make host. I don't know why I can't make co-host here, but I'm going to make you a co-host, okay?
Okay.
All right, guys, let's get started. Happy Thursday. I am so excited to be here with all of you guys. If you were on the call yesterday, we celebrated so many people from this team. I mean, so many rank ups in this team. It was crazy. I was just so excited to see, you people giving your heart, giving your soul to this, to helping other people. And then in return, your lives are going to start changing. It's just super exciting. So today we have so much to cover. I mean, so much. It is so exciting. As you all know, we are an online business. We need to, hold on.
Federal income tax 15.
News on.
Federal minimum wage 15. Huh? Yes.
Sorry, I'm going to mute everybody.
I'm unmuted.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. I'm unmuted. So anyway, guys, so what we were saying is, we have kind of been kind of studying the online world. And we know that the online world is moving very quickly. It is moving quickly. It is an ever growing and ever changing kind of a world. And if we don't stay on top of it, if we don't run with what's happening now, we are going to become irrelevant very soon. And so my goal as a coach, and our goal as the leadership, we got together and we talked about certain things, that are happening in the social media world. We kind of started doing our research and studying other people that have online businesses like we do. And many of you have heard of Carol Hips. She's an Optavia coach as well. This woman, you guys, has done crazy, massive research in terms of the online market and how the online businesses should roll. And so we have been doing a lot of research, listening to her stuff, watching her videos, watching her groups, kind of doing our own research through Google. And we found that right now, what is trending is groups, right? Communities. What is social media for? Social media is a place to be social, right? It is a place where we come and we connect with other humans. It is a place where we come and we show our lifestyle to people. But the way that the algorithms are working right now, we need to be very careful, especially as an online, direct sales marketing business. We need to be very careful where we shift our focus into, right? So like, for instance, when we post before and afters, when we post all these things, we're branding ourselves, which is pretty amazing. But because of how the algorithms are working, some of the things that we're doing are kind of staying behind and a little bit irrelevant. Staying behind, and people are losing us in their algorithms. So we are super excited to introduce this new platform, this new route we're going to be taking, okay? And it is called an ATM group. How many people in this call have heard of what an ATM group is? Put a 1 in the chat if you've heard of it, and put a 2 if you haven't heard of it. Let me see. Can I see the chat?
Very quickly, somebody's waiting on the room. Go in.
Sorry, there's a lot of people. That's me. My bad.
And you're about to hit the good thing. So
okay. Cool. So there is a lot of, okay, so there's a lot of 2s. So a lot of people don't know what this is. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys what this is. Let me pull up my notes real quick, okay? I have this already, you guys. So an ATM group, and you guys don't even have to write the stuff down. We literally have a PDF that we're going to get in. Somebody said I can't get in right now. They just texted me. Can try to get them in. So what an ATM group is, can we mute everybody, please? Thank you. So what an ATM group is, it is an ad tag message group. Okay. What an ATM basically is, it's basically going to be a social community platform, a place where we are going to have a lot of valuable content for potential candidates and for candidates who want to do our program. What does this mean? We are going to have amazing transformations in there. We are going to have recipes in there. We are going to have tips in there. We are going to make this platform so valuable that people want to be a part of this platform. But what's pretty amazing is that this is going to cut your work in half. Because when you're out there posting your before and afters, which is great, we've already talked that we're going to also be moving a little bit in terms of how we brand ourselves on social media. But right, when we're posting these things, you stand alone. You're branding yourself alone. But when you have a community to validate you. You know, when you have a community that's going to show other people incredible transformations or recipes or tips or ideas or encouragement, it not only validates you, but it validates what you represent in the company that you represent. So our goal is to create our own ATM group, which is an ad tag message group. Okay, that is our goal, to create a group. And it's kind of like Ignite Health, but not similar to Ignite Health, because Ignite Health is basically for our clients. When they've already become a client, we add them into Ignite Health, right? And in Ignite Health, they're able to talk about the fuelings, the measurements of the lean and greens. They're able to talk about hacks. They're able to talk about all those things, but those things are going to stay within Ignite Health. When we talk about an ATM group, we are going to give a generalization of valuable information to people, right? So for instance, if you're someone that loves to drink your water and you have an amazing tip on how you drink your water, you're going to post a cute selfie in there and you're going to talk about how you drink your water. What are your tips for people? Because we are going to bring so many people in there that are looking for health tips, for health ideas, for encouragement, to see if what we do is possibly interesting to them, right? If maybe you have an amazing lean and green, like you made this amazing spaghetti squash lasagna, which is like my favorite, you're going to want to post a cute selfie of yourself with that lean and green, because we are going to want to put as much as we possibly can, like our faces in this, because social media catches faces. So Facebook will catch your face and it'll take it to the top of the post. So you're going to want to post like your cute salad or something, be like, this is my salad. These are my ingredients, you know, and I love the salad because it helps me stay on plan or whatever, right? So we are going to bring value. We are going to bring value. We are going to bring before and afters, because our goal is to bring people in there and have them recognize a story, or have them identify with a story that might be similar to their story, right? So ATM is going to have content, a lot of content, and we are going to focus on creating the human connection with people. That is what's going to drive people into that group. It's going to be you. You are going to be the bridge to that, okay? So I will give you guys an example. For instance, today, and here's the thing, guys, please understand with me. Last week, we talked about how we are going to be pivoting, and we are basically going to be trying something new, and we are going to be pretty much, our organization and one more organization with within Jamil's organization are doing this, are launching their ATM groups, and we're going to test this out, guys, but we are going to kill it. I know we are. So let me give you guys an example. I had a gal reach out to me today. And the gal said to me, hey, Priscilla, I would love to know about your program. I see your before and afters. I really need to get healthy. Can you tell me what you do? What do we naturally do? We naturally get that person and say, hey, I would love to talk to you about this. Why don't you give me your phone number? Let's connect on the phone and let's set up a health assessment so I can hear what you want to accomplish, right? That is what we normally do. But in this case, what we're going to do is I asked her a few questions because I want to know about her. I'm not going to add people into that ATM group unless I know who they are, something about their story, and something they want to accomplish. And I said something along the lines like, Dina, oh my gosh, I would love to share with you about my program. Just tell me, what are some health concerns you have right now? Or what are some things you're struggling with? Boom, she opened up, Priscilla, I need to lose 20 pounds. I can't lose the 20 pounds after my baby. I'm struggling with diabetes right now. I'm like on the board. I'm on the cusp of, being diabetic. I can't do this anymore. I need to lose like 40 pounds. Okay. So normally we would get on a health assessment and we would get all this information, right? But I heard what she wanted to accomplish. So what I would offer once we offer the ATM group is, you know what? I love everything you have said. I'm going to go ahead and add you into a group. And then what I want to do is I'd love to tag you in some stories I think you would really benefit from. And so I'm going to go into the search of the ATM group. I'm going to look for a mom who had struggled with weight loss. Maybe she was diabetic as well. And that story identifies with Dina's story. So I'm going to tag Dina in that story. But before I tag her, and you don't have to write any of this down, you guys. We have everything. We're going to print out and we're going to send everything out to everybody. We have everything on paper, okay? And I'm going to do a recording as well so that you guys can hear it again a second time. I just kind of want to generalize everything so that you guys can hear what I'm saying because we're introducing something completely new, okay? And so once I do that, I tell her, I'm going to tag you. I'm basically telling her, when can you look at the information so that I can tag you on those things I would love for you to watch? I'm basically setting up an appointment with her. And she's going to tell me the time. I can see these things on Thursday at 5 o'clock or whatever. Perfect. I'm going to set on my calendar, Dina, 5 o'clock, ATM. I know that I have to tag her in the story at that time. Then once I do that, I'm going to reach out to her a little later and be like, hey, Dina, were you able to watch those stories? Did you see Cynthia's transformation? Like, did you see how much she's changed your life? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's pretty amazing. Blah, 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 blah. So then after I'm like, okay, she's also going to watch the video that's going to share the 4 components of the program. And so then she's going to watch that and I'm like, oh my gosh, she'll be like, that's pretty awesome. Okay, why don't we get on a phone call, right? So right now we're still going to take it to a health assessment. There's other things we're testing out, but right now we're still going to take it to a health assessment. But the goal for us is to cut your time in half. If I'm able to do all of this stuff online, I've saved myself like an hour of a lengthy health assessment. And the best thing you can do is utilize voice text. Voice text right now is one of the most powerful communications on social media. Why? Because people can hear your heart on the phone. People can hear when you genuinely care about them. When you're on a regular phone call, how many of you guys have had somebody where you call them and they're putting kids in a car seat? Or they're on their way to the mountains and they're like, I'm sorry, I can't really talk to you right now. I'm sorry, I didn't know I had to sit down and say, you know what, I can't talk to you. And then they never get back on a phone call with you again. How many people have had that happen to you guys? Because that's happened to me several times where a mom's putting kids in car seats. She didn't realize she had to be sitting somewhere quiet. Then I never hear from her ever again, right? Until something I post, we'll reach out, we'll connect with her again. So we want to save that. We want to save your time and we want to save your energy. So what we're going to do is be like, hey, just share with me a little bit more about what you're struggling. Like, what are the things you're struggling with right now? Boom, she tells you, you already know. You're gonna go into your search in ATM groups. If she tells you I'm struggling with hypothyroidism, you're gonna search hypothyroid. You're gonna find somebody who's struggling with that in our group and you're gonna tag that person. But before you tag that person, you're gonna make sure you're gonna set an appointment up with that person and you're gonna be like, when are you gonna be able to see this information? Right? Because we need to set that appointment up. You guys, this is gonna save you so much time. And the point is for us to be more on social media and continue connecting with people versus countless hours on health assessments, 45 minutes to an hour long. Now, there's a third component we will be adding eventually, but the leadership team is going to check. We're going to trial it out for 30 days first, and then we're going to bring it and introduce it to you guys. But this is how we're going to start doing our health assessments. We're going to get that information. Once you get that information, you're going to write all of that down in a health assessment, and then you're going to connect with the person and be human in a health assessment and be like, hey, what were your takeaways? What did you like best about what you saw? What were the things, what was it that you like best? Like, tell me, right? Are you excited? Because I would love to partner with you. So we are going to do all of that. They're going to be in that ATM group. They're going to be searching and be like, oh my God, that's how they eat in this program. That's pretty amazing. Oh my gosh, look at that other transformation. So you know what happens? They already gave you permission. They gave you permission to show them all those things. So when they're outside of that group, because Facebook thinks these people are going to be annoyed if they keep seeing these before and afters. They know the grid of a before and after. So that always goes to the bottom of the totem pole. Like that goes all the way to the bottom. They're not going to have to worry about that because they gave you permission to show them whatever you want. So our goal is going to be to provide incredible content in there. What we talk about is 80% value, right, Kim? And then we're going to show 10% transformations before and afters, all these things, and then 10% call to action. Like, hey, are you ready to do this? Instead of on our Instagrams and Facebooks, all we do is call to action, call to action, call to action, call to action. But how many of us are really providing value? How many of us are providing tips? How many of us are really, or are you just before, after, before, after, before, after, before? Hey, are you ready to do this? I have 5 scholarships left. Who's ready to hop on board? Right? Come on, I see so many of you guys laughing because it's the truth. And so what we want to do is we want to change that. And we want to bring as much value into the marketplace as we possibly can. And we're going to do it through our ATM group. So I am so excited to do this. Let me see if there's anything else I'm missing in terms of the ATM groups. Yes, we are not going to, like I said, we are not going to randomly invite people. We're not going to go to our friends list and be like, invite. We're not going to do that. We are going to get to know them a little bit. And we need to build a relationship with those people. And that's going to be a part of our responsibility as business owners and as coaches. Part of our responsibility is going to be like, These are my follow-ups. Follow-up is going to be golden, because if you don't follow up with these people, they're going to get lost in that community and they're going to ask somebody else to coach them. And I've seen that happen even within Ignite Health. A coach adds a client, the coach no longer is coaching, or the coach is just MIA. And then someone says, hey, how do I get started here? Right? Because follow-up was lost. So follow-up is going to be key, and follow-up is going to be golden. And you know what? If the person says, yes, I'm ready to sign up, we sign them up. If the person's not, then we continue that human connection. We continue to build that relationship. We continue to live that life with them. We continue to love on their kids. And, I call them our Facebook nephews and nieces. That's what I say. They're our Facebook we literally see strangers' kids grow up on social media. So we continue to be family to those people and just live life with them until they're ready. And so this is the route, you guys, we are going to take. I know it's probably a load of information, and it was for us as well. When I introduced it to the team the first time, everybody's mouth was like, like, what in the world? But I am excited because we need to stay relevant. We need to pivot. We need to go where the market goes, right? If the 3x3x3 is not going to work in the future, then we got to shift from that, and we got to go where the trends are going. And right now, the ATM group is incredibly hot. It is like the hottest thing out there for people that want to show their content. So Kim, do you want to take it from here, my friend, and share what kind of content and what kind of stuff we're going to be posting in there?
Yes, and I want to say how excited I am. I am just so thrilled that this is the direction we're going to, because I know a lot of you are like me, and I am an entrepreneur at heart. Like, I love this business, not only because it changed my life and I'm changing lives every single day, but also because it's a business that I get to own myself. And I love that. And one of the things that we're learning is a term called best practices. And, as you are an entrepreneur and you're growing in your business, you're always going to want to be looking for those best practices and looking for people who are looking for those best practices and seeing what they're doing. That success leaves clues. And so that's what we've been doing, is really looking for, okay, the algorithm changes so much. And if you don't know what that means, is that Facebook has a way where they want us to be social. Social media wants us to be social. They don't like business owners. They don't like entrepreneurs. They want people to be social with each other. It's a social marketplace. And so when we start being too businessy, or we start going in that direction, that call to action, message me, contact me, I have this, let me know, then we start looking businessy and they start hiding us. So our posts they don't get shown. If you've ever put up like a post like that, and you saw that you maybe only got three likes on that post about scholarships, but then you put up a post of your dog and you get like 200 likes, and you're like, what? Why is my dog getting 200 likes, and this one post I put up about scholarships, free money, gets 2 likes? And that's the reason why. And the amazing thing about groups, you guys, is that there's no algorithm, and posts will just get seen in a group. So like if you, in our Ignite Health group, as you're going through, you're scrolling, you're seeing every single post that gets put up in there. And that is so amazing for when we are trying to encourage these people to come on board with us, with our program. They're able to see all of that information and just like amazingness of what their lives can be like right there in this group. So that's why this group is so important, is because these people that we want to help will see it all right there in the group. And what's also amazing is that all that information is going to be right there for them to see. And so you don't have to be explaining it 20 million times over and over on the phone. So it's going to be amazing, you guys. So the way we're going to run this is a rule that we've learned, part of the best practices, is the 80-15-5 rule. And you're going to want to write this down. And so we're trying right now, as we started Ignite Health, we asked you guys to go in there, post your transformation stories, post some recipes and all that kind of stuff. And so we're asking you guys to do that again. But we're asking you to do it in a little different way. And so that 80-15-5 rule is like this: 80% value, 15% transformation, like what we can give you what it can do for you. So that's 15%. 5% what we call to action. So let's talk about that first 80%. And we're asking you guys to put this stuff into that group. And we're going to add all of our coach community into that group by tonight and tomorrow. So we're going to start adding all you coaches only. So no potential clients, just you guys. Okay, so 80% recipes, healthy tips. Let me give you some ideas on how to find healthy tips. Go on the habitsofhealth.com website. If you haven't ever been on there, it's amazing. There's so many tips in there. You click on the blog section. There's tons of stuff. A blog goes up on there every week. If you didn't know about that, share it with your clients and go on it yourself because it's amazing. Pick up some of those things. If you haven't seen them in our page, add some of those blog posts in there, some information off that. What you're learning in your life book, put that in there. Also, like, let's see what else. Yeah, recipes, health tips, even, walking 30 minutes a day, exercises, just anything that you feel is going to be helping somebody just get healthy. Okay, so it's not like, okay, then you're going to do everything about Optavia. It's just about how to get healthy, drinking water. Yeah, our weekly newsletter, Priscilla Nelson. If you're not using your weekly newsletter, you guys are missing out. That stuff is gold. It's like things that you could put in your stories. I mean, it's amazing. So it's all right there. It's not hard to find. And I think Priscilla did share last week, I get these magazines and I go through them and I just pull out information that I feel is important that I feel like I would share with my girlfriends, and I write it out, put it in a story, and it's that kind of stuff. So 80% that stuff, okay? 15% transformation. And transformation could be before and afters, but also like the things that you're able to do. One of my transformation stories is that I climb mountains now where I could never do that before when I was 60 pounds. So I'm going to put up a picture of myself at the top of Mount San Antonio. I climbed that thing, you guys. I practically crawled up it. It was really hard. But I made it, and I made it because I didn't have 60 extra pounds on my back. And so I'm going to put that up. That is what can happen for you. And we're going to use key words. And this is key, you guys. Write this down. Key words. Because we're going to be using it as a search tool, for me, I'm going to put in there 47. I'm going to put middle age. I'm going to put, obese. I'm going to put obese for 20 years. And those are my key words. If you struggle with diabetes, if you have PCOS, if you have whatever thing that you have overcome because of this program, you're going to put that in your story. So we want to have those transformation stories that's going to inspire people. So what is possible? Maybe you're able to go to dinner and actually choose something healthy and not gain weight. That's amazing. Put that up. So and we want you guys to do that this weekend. Go through your own transformation story. Put it in there, okay? Let's see. Also for your recipes, it's okay to put any recipe in there, but if you're putting something that is just for weight management, put it in there. This is for healthy weight management approved. So if you're putting in, something that's not on the 5-in-1, that's totally fine. Just make sure you're clear that this is healthy weight management. So people, it's great because people can see I don't have to be in a diet forever. I'm going to be able to eat bread again. I'm going to be able to have, rice again, and so that's really inspiring for them to see those things like healthy weight management. It's a not right now food, but you're going to be able to have that later. And so put those in there too. So that's amazing. Okay. And then let's see. And then that 5%. So 15%, what's going to happen when they join us? 5% call to action. And okay, here's the tricky thing. All right. So with this kind of a group, there's a lot of coaches. Okay. So we're all adding our clients. Now, if I had my own ATM group, I would just say, contact me, would be my call to action, right? Well, we have all these coaches in here. I don't want to steal other people's clients or, make them think that I'm the guru, and so you want me to be your coach or Priscilla to be your coach, right? So what we're going to do is say, reach out to the person that added you. And that's where that purposeful, intentful, adding people into the group that you're already having conversations with. So you should already be having those conversations with them before you add them into the group so they know who added them, okay? So if I'm adding Susie, I know Susie's struggling with, losing weight after pregnancy. And so we're in contact with each other. So if I do a call to action and say, hey, this amazing thing's happening, reach out to the person that added you into this group, Susie knows it's me, okay, because we have a relationship. Okay, so that's that 5% call to action. And that's a very small percentage. Where right now, when we're doing in our regular Facebook feeds, we're like call to action, call to action, call to action, like Priscilla was saying, and our stuff's getting lost. But in this group, when we do a call to action, it's going to be right there. And one of the call to actions is going to be in the very first welcome video. It's amazing, you guys. Well, here I am tooting my own horn. I did the amazing welcome video. But it's a really great welcome video because it talks about the 4 components. It talks about why they don't want to miss out on what we have for them. It talks about reaching out to the person that because I'm amazing. It's so funny. So it talks about reaching out to the person that added you into this group. So that is the very first thing you want to tag. Make sure you tag those people in is that welcome video. I'm going to put you in this group and I'm going to tag you in that welcome video. Let me know when you watched it, okay? And then follow up. Did you watch the welcome video? What did you think? So right there, or not even what did you think? This is the best practice. What was the best thing you liked about it? Because you're not even giving them a chance to criticize anything, right? What was the best thing you liked about that story that I tagged you in? Right there, you guys. You're putting that in. You're putting that positivity on it. They're going to say something like, I like that she lost 60 pounds in 5 months. That was so amazing. Oh my gosh, I know. Can you believe how incredible this is? So many of my clients have had that happen to them, right? Okay, so that's the best practices. And you guys, we are so excited, if you can't tell, we are so excited to share this stuff with you because it's going to just like streamline your business, which I'm all about structure. We're all about structure. We're all about making sure that you guys have the best value. You know exactly what to do. So we're building those unit pages in the Leaders in Progress. So watch for those because those are going to be coming soon. And make sure you're tagging your teams in that. As you bring in new coaches, this is what we're going to be teaching them. This is where they're going to be going. And let me tell you, in 30 days, when we've tested all this stuff out, just wait. You think this is amazing? Oh my gosh. I called Priscilla today freaking out how amazing this is going to be. So that's what I've got, you guys. And this is all going to be up in our group page, as well as like a little section of rules. Not rules, but like guidelines. Guidelines of how we want this group to be run, the 80-15-5 rule, and then that call to action, reach out to the person who added you into this group, okay? So that's what I got.
Amazing. Thank you for that, Kim. You guys, so I'm super excited. I don't know how you guys feel. Sometimes change is scary, right? Sometimes moving away from what we've known for so long is a little bit scary. But sometimes you also got to be a pioneer and, do something new, do something. What do we always say? Like you don't experience anything great within your comfort zone. And for me, I'm not going to lie, I'm shifting in my seat. I called Kim like freaking out. I'm like, what if this doesn't work? Or I think it was Cynthia. I was telling her, I'm like, what if this doesn't work? Like I brought the whole team here, blah, blah, blah. But I am confident that if we work collectively as a team and as a family, this thing is gonna blow up and we are gonna bring way more value than we can even imagine. And we are gonna save ourselves so much more time. Now, we are gonna put guidelines, we're gonna put some scripts, we're gonna put a PDF that basically tells you everything we just said right now on paper if you wanna read it. We are gonna create a video specifically for this because when your new coaches come in, you're gonna tag them in that ATM video so that they can understand what that is and how we're gonna brand ourselves. And so the most important thing is that you are human, right? That you continue to live your life out loud, that you continue to share your health journey, that you share who you are, because people are going to do this for you. They're not going to do this for a product. They're not going to do this for a business. They're not going to do it for any of that stuff, you guys. And we're so different. I met this girl and she's doing life insurance, right? And I met with her because I'm trying to build connection out here. And she calls me at midnight last time. She leaves me a voice message. She goes, I need one more person for life insurance so that I can get a trip to Hawaii. I never had a honeymoon and I really want a honeymoon. Can you please buy life insurance for you and your husband? And I'm like, no, you know? And what we do is so much different because we are all about human connection. We are all about being completely real, like being real with people, being who you are, because you are the reason someone's going to do this. Like we always say, your story is going to be the reason why somebody is inspired to want to do this. And so when we bring them now into the ATM group and they see all this valuable content, we're providing recipes, we're providing ideas and tips, they're seeing before and afters and all these things, and people are engaging in that group, they're going to want in, right? And all that work, all that thing that you're doing, trying, like just call to action, that's not going to be necessary. You are just going to brand who you are on social media, and your human connection with that person is going to attract them to that group, if that makes sense. So we are going to stop it right there. I want to open up the rest of the 10 minutes that we have for any questions that anybody may have. I know this was a lot to take in. We're going to organize everything, the units. We're going to make a very crystal clear, simple, concise video so that if you guys need to watch it again, we have scripts as well. You know, you don't have to do the script specifically like that, but it's basically a guideline when people ask you questions online. We're going to provide all those things as well. So I want to get out of the way and see if anybody has any questions about what we're doing. Feel free to unmute yourself.
Priscilla, hi, I have a question.
Yeah.
First of all, amazing idea, amazing. Thank you both for doing this for us, and I can't wait. This is so exciting. I know Kim mentioned about keywords, and I understand how those are important. Are we going to be working with hashtags too?
Hashtags are not relevant on Facebook. So no hashtags, because those do not work on Facebook.
Okay.
So just if you struggled with hypothyroidism or thyroid or diabetes, put those main keywords in, because when we bring people in after we've gotten to know them a little bit, we're going to search those keywords to tag them in those stories.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and can I say, you know, in your stories, be a human. You know, like don't try to sound salesy. That's like the number one turnoff. People are afraid. You know, they're afraid that we're trying to sell them something. And to be honest, like I was afraid when I saw Priscilla putting up a bunch of stuff, because I didn't want her selling me stuff, so I didn't respond back to her. So, you know what I mean? So we want to make sure that we are being humans. I feel like what I've learned most about over the last few weeks of doing this kind of stuff is we have to, number one, above all else, be a human, you know, and connect with them. So think about how you're going to inspire them and how they'll feel connected to you as you're writing your story.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else have any more questions or anything they want to share, mention? Yes, Sandra?
Okay, so you're saying that we're all going to be at it, all the coaches are going to be at it tonight, tomorrow, and you want us to post over the weekend? So is there a timeline of when to start adding potential?
Yes, that's a great question. So one of the things as well that we were talking about is I want to challenge you all to do 2 posts, right? Because we don't just want to invite people and it's only before and after, before and after, before and after. So I want to challenge you to consider posting 2 times. 1, post your story, and 2, post a recipe, or post a recipe, post something that you know Optavia has helped you with in terms of your habits. Maybe you're drinking water better today because of, you know, the habits you've learned through Optavia. What are those tips and techniques that you have that you're doing better? Why are you drinking more water? How is that helping you, right? Or I don't know. Other tips are maybe, you know, mental health. Maybe you stop, challenge, and you choose now, whereas before you didn't. We want to provide one before and after, which we want your story, and then one health tip, health recipe, health idea or something, so that we have not just before and afters, but by the time we officially launch this next week, people can scroll and think about it. How many are we on the call? There was originally 26 people on this call, right? There's normally about active coaches in our group. It's probably about 48, 49, 50 active coaches right now. Imagine if all the active coaches post 2 things, we're going to have 100 posts in that group. Somebody can go in there, one of your people can go in there and scroll and be like, oh my God, I'm going to try this recipe out. Oh my gosh, I'm going to do this, right? So those are the things that we're talking about. We want to bring in valuable content, and we want to bring in our stories as well.
And one other side note is that as you are putting things in and you're seeing other people's posts, you don't like or comment on other people's posts. And the reason why is because we want, as you see in other groups, as soon as you comment, it gets pushed to the top, right? So we want engagement and activity to happen when we start putting our clients in there. So wait until Monday when it officially launches, and then go in there and start commenting, start liking, start all of that stuff, because it's going to be, you know, having a lot of activity going on in our group and bringing those posts up. Okay, does that make sense?
Okay, then I have one more question. So when I do post food, I guess like last night I posted just the parts of it, just pictures. I don't post the actual recipe. Do you want us to post the actual recipe as well? Okay. Okay. Cool.
If I can add one more thing, you guys, and I don't know how you guys feel about this. So when I post my food on my personal page, I always put underneath approved LNG for 5 and 1. It sparks curiosity in the people who don't know what that is. Like, what is she talking about? What's the 5 and 1? What's the LNG? And that's topic of conversation. Plus, also, you don't want to confuse clients. Okay, like if you put a meal and then there's something they can't have. If we share a recipe, if we can just add that verbiage like approved LNG for 5 and 1. What do you guys think? Just to avoid confusion later.
That's good, especially because we don't just want to provide lean and greens in this group.
Yes.
We want to provide even food. You know, like Cynthia does these amazing Instagram stories of all the stuff. Every time I see her cooking, I'm like, gosh, I want to go to your house and eat, right? She does like these amazing healthy recipes that are not 5 and 1 anymore, because she's not in the 5 and 1 anymore. She's optimizing her health. So we want to post those, and we can put an asterisk like not 5 and 1 approved, or like you said, right, a lean and green 5 and 1 approved, because we want people to know when things are 5 and 1 approved and when they're not. They're just healthy dishes. Like we want to put that disclosure in there for sure. Ceci, you had a question?
Yes, my question is, I think I saw some of you already posting a little bit about asking, would you be interested in being part of the group that da 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 da. So do you think you can kind of like maybe on one of in the unit that this is going to go put a couple of pictures of that? Because I think it's a good idea to post it right now to start collecting people interested in once the group opens for them, and we just have already a list of people who are just gonna go and immediately add versus doing it, start collecting names until after. So
Can I say something about that? Because as you get that list, you know, and you'll see those people who say yes, they want to be added, message them, ask them. I saw that you'd like to be added to this group. What is something that you've been struggling in with your health? Because we're trying to create amazing content, you know? And so I want to know what you're interested in health. Don't just add them. Message them first, and then let them talk to you, and then tag them and go through the whole thing. But you got, you know, as you're getting that list put together, make sure you reach out. Don't just add. I think like the number one, don't just add somebody until you've messaged them, you know what they're struggling with or what they want, and then you can tag them in something. Okay?
I'd like to add that something to this, and don't just add anyone, someone you've just met or someone who's on your friend list where you have not made a connection with. So nurture that relationship first, right? Know more, a little bit more about their lives, know more about what they do. So be a human, interact with them, and then maybe next opportunity. A week later, take it slow. Don't speed things up to just like add people to the group. In the meantime, there's a ton of people, maybe people you've done health assessments with before, maybe close friends who might benefit from the group, maybe, or already people who have you've had conversations with before, and they struggle with something, but you've never had a chance to kind of explain about what you do, or they don't necessarily know you're a health coach. It's a great opportunity to come back to them and say, hey, I have exciting news. And so I have a new health page, a health group I've created. I would think you would benefit a lot from it, given that you have thyroidism or you struggle with this. Would you want to be added to it? And then you add them, and possibly tag under a few posts that, because they know they struggle with losing weight, or they work out excessively and haven't lost weight. Maybe someone's story would be like, oh, I've worked out 2 hours in the past and I haven't lost weight, so, or a nursing mom or anyone, so I think that would be great, because how to target them, they're potential client, and exactly how to address and follow up with them, because the key is in follow up and just not adding random people to the group. So
exactly. And another thing we want to do, you guys, is we also want to bring value to Ignite Health. And we were talking about cross posting as well. So that means that if you're going to provide a healthy tip in the ATM group for the potential candidates, we also want to do the same for our current clients right now in Ignite Health. So if you found something on habitsofhealth.com that is serving you, that is helping you, that spoke to you, that spoke to your heart, and you're going to share that in the ATM group, we would also love to see you share the same thing in the Ignite Health group as well. I mean, we're kind of testing the waters and seeing how this works, but I know that we had originally talked about bringing so much value into Ignite Health, and I feel like it has just become a regular coach page where people are talking about fuelings and hacks and lean green recipes, but if we can bring that same value to them, to our current clients right now, that would be pretty amazing as well. So just that. And one last thing, as you get to know these people, I want to challenge you, right? We don't experience greatness within our comfort zone. I want to challenge you to use your voice text, okay? Use your voice text and connect with people, because when you use your voice text, they can hear your heart. They can hear how much you care versus just a text message. So just be like, hey, I would love to hear, what you're struggling with. If they reach out to you, right? Hey, what are you doing? Hey, I'd love to share with you about the program that I'm on right now, but I'd love to hear what are some of your struggles. And we have tons of questions to guide you on how to bring these conversations about. So we're going to post those questions in the units as well, so that you know how to ask these questions. Okay. So anyway, guys, quick 2 more minutes. I want to respect your time because it's 7:45 on the dot here in Arizona. Any more questions before we let you guys go?
Yes.
Yes.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
What is the name of the group going to be?
Kim? Drum roll, please.
Okay, you guys. It's called Inspire Health.
Yep.
Because
Awesome.
first we inspire it, and then we ignite it.
Yep.
Right?
There you go. So that's awesome. Perfectly, everybody, and ladies and gentlemen, sorry. So